make some gloves. There you go. So we have the short pairs called the Shorties, the long double ribbed ones, which I should get a better picture of, and the long ones without the ribs. So today we're going to be making the shorty ones. So we're working with a medium worsted weight size 4 yarn and a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. There's a gauge. I find that it doesn't really matter. These are the stitches that we're using. So let's get started. So let's start with a slip knot. We're starting with a chain of 5. Chain of 5. We're turning the piece to reveal these little back humps. We're going to work into the back humps. So we're skipping the first chain and working into the next 4 back humps. I like to scoop the humps. It's like insert between and then just use my hook to scoop them out like a little ice cream. I want ice cream. So that's 4. Alright, so that's the 4. So we're going to chain 1, and the pattern says to chain 1, turn the work, and it says to single crochet in the BLO, which is the back loops only. So this is the front loop, this is the front loop, and then this is the back loop. You can see that. I don't know everyone's skill level, so I'm going slow. But these are the back loops, so we're single crocheting. And only the back loops of the next 3, it says. So that's 3, and then in the last single crochet stitch, we're going to do it in both loops, which looks like this. So you have the 2 loops, and then the 3rd. And then you single crochet. Alright, and then we're just repeating that for 27. 27 rows. So I'll speed this up, or I'll just clip it so that it's done, I guess. I don't know. Single crochet in the back loops of 3, both loops of the last, and I find that this gives you a more sturdy ribbing versus just going in the back loops where you'll have this too elastic. The ribbing gets to be too elastic, and then it just loses its form really fast. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 26. I need one more. Uno más. Por favor. Necesito otra. some format. Okay, this is 27 rows. Now, what does it say? We're gonna close the ribbing like that. Let me bring this up. So to close the ribbing, we're chaining one, turning the work, and folding the piece in half. So I'm going to chain one, turn the work, I'm going to fold the first row underneath the last row made, and it says to go insert into the front loop and the first layer, and insert in the back loop of the second layer. So I'm inserting in the front loop of the front layer and the back loop of the back layer, and then I'm slip stitching. So we're doing that. Insert in the front, insert in the back. Make sure you're lining up these stitches. And then slip stitch, close. Yo. I go off cuff with these. Bless you. I go off cuff with these because I make them by memory now, because, you know, my own pattern and it's in my memory. So I haven't even looked at this crochet pattern in a minute. Alright, so we seamed it closed. It looks like this. But we did it like that. No, we worked. We're going to turn our piece inside out. Right, now scrolling. So we have a repeat pattern. Now, another repeat pattern. Rounds 1 through 4 are repeat patterns. So I would suggest reading them. This is the pattern. The short version has less repeat pattern, so to make it work. So we're going to start with round 1. So round 1, we're chaining 1, and then we're going to be working on in the sides of each of these rows. So you have to keep in mind that after the fact that we need to count. So what I'm doing is chaining 1, and the first 2 stitches we work are the half double crochets 2. So we're gonna do 1 half double crochet and then 2. Sorry about the hair. It's just part of the yarn. What is this? This is Mainstay from... But anyways, now we're doing 2 double crochets right there. Now we're working a treble crochet in the next 3 stitches. So a treble crochet, you yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, you have 3, draw through 2, you have 2 on your hook, draw through 2, and then repeat that 2 more times. Okay, so that's our 3. Now we're doing 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches right there. Now we're half double crocheting in the next 2. Now in the next 3 we're single crocheting. See, this is hiding right here. I need to move that over when I format. In the next 3 we're single crocheting. That's the repeat pattern. So we repeat that again. Half double crochet, DC, treble, DC, half double crochet, single crochet. And we're just going up and then down the stitches. So I'm going to repeat that. We're doing half double crochet in 2 stitches. And then we're going to double crochet in 2 stitches. Treble in the next 3 stitches. Double crochet in 2 stitches. Half double crochet in 2. Single crochet in 3. And then we're slip stitching in the half double. This is the first part of the hill and the valleys. I want to switch yarns. Alright, so I picked out some blues from my stash because I'm shopping my stash. And I think these are gonna go well together. See if I could. Yeah, that's better. So I'm gonna put these 4 colors together for the pattern. We'll see what it looks like. We'll see. So I'm gonna go with the dark blue first. And I'm gonna continue with the pattern. So this was round 1 that we completed, and now we're gonna do round 2, which is another repeat round. So to change colors, what I like to do for this specific pattern is I like to just do my slip stitching at the end of the round that it says right there. And I know this is unorthodox. I don't know if you guys do this. Let me see if I can find the center. All right, yes, I found it. So what I like to do is I'm just taking the yarn, folding it over without doing any knotting, and I'm just gonna feed it here and then pull the working yarn of the previous color. So I'm just pulling it, and then I like to later on sew it in, but right now we're just doing the pattern. So we're gonna chain one with a new color. We're working in the back loops of each stitch around, and then we're gonna slip stitch, but we're starting with, this is the first stitch we're working in. So we're just doing the back loops. And that's what produces this like bubbling bobble effect with this particular pattern. Going in the back loops brings the stitch forward. All right, end of the round 2. We're slip stitching into the first single crochet. Right here, let me see if I can zoom. Just the first single crochet. That's the chain 1, that's the single crochet. We're just slip stitching like that. Now we're starting round 3, another VP round. So what we're doing is we're chaining 2, and then we're double crocheting in 2 stitches. So the first stitch is right here where we chained up from, double crochet, then we're going to double crochet in the next one as well. Now we're going to half double crochet in the next 2. So it's basically half double crochet in the next 2. And then we're single crocheting in these 3. Half double crochet in the next 2. And we're going to double crochet in 2. Then we're treble crocheting in the next 3. Now we're repeating everything we just did again to repeat. So we're double crocheting. We're half double crocheting. Single crocheting in the next 3. Half double crocheting in the next 2. double crocheting in 2, and then we're going to treble in the last 3. Then we're going to slip stitch into the beginning double crochet, which was right here. It should look like this, and now we're going to start on round 4. So we're going to chain 1, and single crocheting in the back loops of each stitch around. And just continue this around, and I will skip ahead and we'll slip stitch into the beginning single crochet when we get back. We're done. We're slip stitching into the beginning single crochet. Looking like this. Pull me. For the next step of the pattern, we will be repeating rounds 1 through 4. Okay, so I'm gonna make this off camera, and I will join you back when I finished my round 1 through 4 repeat with my color changes, because I'm gonna do some color changes. Alright, this is what I got so far with the repeats of rounds 1 through 4 another time, which is 8 rounds, rounds. 8 rounds of the pattern so far to get to the thumb gusset. Let me give you an example. I'll pull this one. Okay, so we just did those repeats, and we've reached to right here underneath the thumb gusset area. So what we need to do is repeat rounds 1 through 4 again. We're scrolling, thumb, round 9. So we're gonna chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're gonna count 7 stitches we're skipping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next stitch, we're gonna do a double crochet. Inserting into the 8th, the next stitch, and we're gonna do a double crochet right there. And then another double crochet. And then we're going to do a half double crochet in the next 2. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3 single crochet. And then what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet in the next 2. Then we're double crocheting in the next 2. Then we're going to treble in the next 3. And then we're going to double crochet in the next 2 right here. half doubling in the next two. Then we're single crocheting in the next three. Then we're single crocheting in the next three. Then we're slip stitching into the first chain of the chain 7. So this is not a stitch. Okay, now we're going to be doing round 10. Round 10 is a modified version of the repeat for round 2 and 4. And we'll just be single crocheting into the 7 chains that we made in the previous round to begin. See this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She has 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, and then in the back loops of each remaining stitch around. So we're slip stitching. Right. Now we have 2 rounds left, right? This one and this one. So I want to change my color. The end, I'm just doing that. So we're chaining 2, and we're gonna repeat. It's a repeat of rounds 3. So I pulled it. So we're going to double crochet in the next 2. Which includes this space here. We're going to half double in the next 2, so we're here. And we're going to single crochet in the next 3. We're half double crocheting in the next 2. And then we're double crocheting in the next 2. We're going to treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. Then we're doing this again. So we're going back. We'll double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. and then single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then we're gonna half double in the next 2 stitches. And we're gonna double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then you're gonna treble crochet in the last 3 stitches remaining. And slip stitch to the beginning, double crochet to join the round. Okay, so that's round 11, and then round 12 we repeat round 4. Alright, so we're gonna do chain 1, and then we're gonna single crochet into the back loops. And then slip stitch into the first single crochet. That ends the round, repeats. And we're gonna work on the ribbing in rows. We're gonna use this white yarn for the top cuff. So I'll show you how I do the top cuff to this pattern. Doing the color change. Chaining 5, turn the work. And that completes our chain of 5. So we're going to turn the work to reveal the back humps, and we will be working into the back humps. So we're skipping the first chain, and then we're going to single crochet into the back humps of the next 4 chain stitches. Okay, now we're going to slightly turn the work, and we're going to be slip stitching into 2 stitches. The same stitch we chained up from, we're going to slip stitch into that one. And then we're going to slip stitch into the next one. That is row 1. Now let's move on to row 2. Keep in mind with row 2, it's a repeat row. So for row 2, we're going to turn the work without chaining up, and we're going to single crochet in the back loop of each single crochet stitch. And then the last stitch, we're going to be single crocheting into both loops. So turn the work. Insert that hook into the back loop and single crochet. And then repeat that 2 more times. Back loop, single crochet, back loop, single crochet. And in both loops, we're inserting that hook into both loops of the last stitch. and we're single crocheting. Moving along to row 3. Row 3 is a repeat row, and that row we're going to be chaining 1, turning the work, and single crocheting into the back loops of each stitch across. And then we're going to be slip stitching into 2 stitches, 1 and 2. And that's the repeat. We're going to repeat row 2 and row 3 all around the cuff. So we're going to just turn the work and single crochet into the back loops of 3 stitches, and then into both loops of the last stitch. We're going to repeat row 3, which is chain 1, turn the work, and we're single crocheting into the back loops of each stitch across. And then turn the work, repeat row 2. And you're just going to be repeating rows 2 and 3 until you have 28 rows total. And then I'll meet you back to show you how I close the rib or cuff. Okay, we've completed our 28 rows of the repeat of 2 and 3, and we're going to slip stitch the cuff closed. We're going to slip stitch the cuff closed. So we're going to be inserting our hook into both loops of each layer and just slip stitching those closed. And you'll have a total of 4 slip stitches because you have 4 stitches. And I want you guys to notice how I'm struggling to put the hook into that stitch. It's like a struggle. What I think would fix this is if when we start the chain 5 in the beginning, if we chain loosely, I think it would help. And basically what you do after this is tie in the ends and you're done. So thanks for making a glove with me. I hope you guys enjoyed.